welcome to my North Knit Corner podcast. My name is Anne, and I come to you from the south of Norway. This is my little corner of the internet where I talk about knitting and yarn. And it's so nice to have you here. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer, and welcome if you are new. I hope you have time to sit down a little while and that you have your knitting or your crocheting, that you have something good to drink, and that you have a little while to spend with me while I'll talk about what I have been up to with my knitting lately. Yes, it's so nice that you are here. You can find timestamps below, so if you want to, you can just jump ahead if there's something you want to skip. Feel free to do so. Yes. You can find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram as my North Knit Corner podcast. I'm on Ravelry as Strikkekrokenpod, and I have a group for this podcast there as that is called my North Knit Corner podcast. Yes. Today I am wearing my first finished object. Dun, da, da, da. I am so happy with it. This is the Soufflé, and it's a design by Penrose, also known as Penrose Knits on Instagram and Ravelry. She also has the YouTube channel, The Knitting Pickle podcast on YouTube, which I highly recommend. Yes, so this is the soufflé, and I'm sure you already know about the soufflé. I love my soufflé. I am so happy that it's done so I can wear it. It is knitted in mohair. I bought mohair when I went to the festival in April, knitting festival. I bought mohair, hand-dye mohair from Through the Wardrobe Yarn. It is magical mohair. It's 72% mohair and 28% silk in the colorway Damson. And I think it's so nice. It's knitted with one strand of mohair on the top, and under the ruffle it's 2 strands of mohair. But I don't think it's not see-through. It's I think it's okay. And I love the ruffle. It took a lot of time to make this ruffle. And when I was making the ruffle, I wasn't quite sure how it would turn out, but I'm very pleased with it. Yeah. I did a size 4, and it's supposed to have a little bit of positive ease, but I could absolutely have knitted the size 3. And if I'm going to knit it again, which is absolutely a possibility, I would love to do it in another hand-dyed mohair sometimes with a little bit of fun colors maybe. I would absolutely do it in a size 3, but I'm happy with this, absolutely. But it's, I can maybe stand up. I have a lot of space. But it's not a problem over a dress like this. It goes absolutely. But I have a lot of positive ease. But over a dress, it's no problem. Over high-waisted jeans, it's okay as well. But I don't know. Yeah, but I'm really pleased with it. I think it's beautiful, and I could have made some adjustments, which is in the pattern, so it wouldn't have been any problem to fix the arms here, because Laura is a genius and she has made it absolutely possible to fix fix arm shaping and everything. So it's just me who is the problem. Because the pattern is so brilliant, so size inclusive, and it's shaping for everything, and yeah, it's so good. So it's just me who is the problem. It's not, but it's okay. I'm so pleased with the finished my finished souffle, so no problem. And I like, oh, I'm sorry, touch the microphone. Yeah, so yeah, I'm very proud of it. So I will get a lot of wear out of this summer over a dress. Here in Norway, it's mohair is perfect for summer, no problem. Of course, we can have some very warm days here as well, but in the evenings it's perfect. Over a summer dress, there is no problem to use it. So I'm very happy with it. So my next finished object I don't have here. I have gifted it to my sister for her birthday. It's the Hjertevenn t-shirt, heart friend t-shirt, if I translate it. It's from A Knit Story. The pattern is sadly only in Norwegian. I will put the picture up of the finished garment. It's knitted in the yarn retwist cotton. It's 80% cotton and 20% polyester. Polyester? Yeah. And I told you about this yarn because it's made out of t-shirts, and it's a yarn that's very environmentally friendly, but it was a lot of hard words in that explanation, so I'm not going to do that again. But it's good for the environment, the yarn. Yeah, it's just like a summer yarn, good for summer garments. I made the size XL, and when I was finished with the t-shirt, I felt it was really big, even for a size XL. But when I did the measurements, it was bang on for the measurements for the size XL. So it was only that it was supposed to be like that. And of course, if I had checked the measurements for the size, I would have realized that. But I didn't. I just saw the size XL and I thought that's what she needs. And when I choose size for myself, I always measure myself and I go out from the measurements and not the size. If you understand what I mean. Because I am a size medium, that's what I think. But that can vary. I mean, from designer to designer. Sometimes you are small, sometimes you're a medium, sometimes you're a size 3, sometimes you're a size 4. That varies. You have to measure yourself. That's all, and go out from the measurements. But I didn't really think about that when I made a garment for her. I just thought, oh, she's a size XL, so I have to make the XL. I didn't. I mean, hello. So that's a lesson. But anyway, I wasn't gonna rip it out. I was finished. I mean, a size XL. It took a little while, or not. It didn't take a long time. That's a lie. I used 1.5 weeks, so that wasn't too long because I was only knitting on that because I was going to be finished with it. But I decided I was going to give it to her anyway. Because my sister, she sits in a wheelchair. She has that was what I was going to check out. What is this illness in English? But I forgot to check that. I forgot. But she sits in a wheelchair and she can't move. She needs help for everything. It's a sort of a brain damage. Yeah. So it actually is good that her clothes are a little bit bigger because she needs help to get it on, the clothes. So if the clothes are just fitting, then it's hard to get it on. Maybe this was very bad explanation, but so I tried the t-shirt on her, and actually it was okay, because the only thing, maybe it was a little bit big in the neckline, but it wasn't too bad, so it was okay. And when she sits down in a wheelchair, it doesn't matter that it's a little bit long, because it just falls down. So it looked okay, actually. So I was relieved. So I think she will get use of it. So that was good, because it's no fun to knit a garment that won't be used. That's no fun, because it's a lot of hours with knitting. Yeah. So and I knitted it in a color that she really loves, so she was happy with it, I think. So that's good. My next finished object is a little baby sweater, and it's the Flax light. The Flax light is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I got inspired by Laura in the podcast I Heart Knitting, which I really recommend if you haven't seen it. Podcast on YouTube, I Heart Knitting. She was knitting this as baby gifts, and I thought that was a really good idea, and I needed to knit a gift for a baby. So then I downloaded this pattern from Ravelry because it's free, and it's a super pattern. It's really easy, and great for beginners, I think. And it's fingering weight, so I think it's 24 stitches on 10 centimeters or 4 inches. And there's also a Flax, which is Aran weight Flax sweater, and that's Aran weight, and it's also a free pattern, and it goes from 0 to 6 months and up to 6XL, so it's a really size inclusive, and I mean, you can knit it for the whole family, so it's so great. So I will definitely knit more of this, I think. and it's really a good way to use from stash, especially when you're knitting for babies, because you don't need much. So I use from stash. I used the Drops Flora, which I had which is 65% Peruvian Highland wool and 35% alpaca in the colorway 02, which is white, and I used Dale Thin Kid Silk Erle. It's 53% mohair, 34% silk, 13% wool in the colorway Dark Rose 4008. So I used only the Drops Flora on the ribs, or the ribbing, not the ribs, the ribbing. Yeah, and I hold the mohair together with the Flora on the rest. And it's really super easy, like, is it garter you call it, on the arms. Oh, can you see it at all? And it's just like the Rhyolite socks that are also from SomerKnits, which I knitted for my son. It's the same structure on the arms, which is on the socks. So it's really easy and really great. I think this will be a great gift for a little baby girl. So I will definitely make more of this in the future. Yes, I have one more finished object. This one. It's the Riptide blouse. It's designed by Katja Dyrberg, who is PopKnit on Instagram. I bought some yarn last year when I was on a knitting festival in Stavanger. I bought 3 skeins of this yarn from Through the Wardrobe yarn. It's a beautiful hand-dyed merino called Aslan's Mane. Beautiful yellow with some red, like almost like sun. Yeah, reddish brown. Yeah, beautiful. So I bought 3 skeins without really having a plan. I almost never do that, but I did because I really like the color. And I didn't have a plan with it. And so I thought maybe a summer top. And then I found this on Ravelry, and I thought, yes, I want to make this. So I bought the pattern, and it was supposed to have a silk mohair as well. And I bought Sanne's thin silk mohair, and it's a mohair wool and silk blend, which is the colorway 2113. It's called Straw Yellow. And yes, so it's knitted bottom up. I'm not a fan. I don't like to knit. I don't like to start with so many stitches. I like to start with a few stitches and then work my way out. Yes, so that's my conclusion after knitting this. I don't like to knit bottom up. It's boring. It takes too long a time, but okay. So I started to knit on a size. What size did I start to knit? I thought I'd written it down. I think I started to knit the size small on 4.5mm needles. And I knitted about 20 centimeters. Oh, sorry. 20 centimeters. And in this structure pattern, and it took forever. It was okay to knit, but it took a really long time. I felt it took so much time to grow, like it took forever. But anyway, 20 centimeters and I realized this is way too big. This is so big. And yes, I did not gauge swatch. No, I did not, because I couldn't, because of course you have to gauge swatch with the structure to get the right gauge. And that's so boring. But of course it's more boring to rip back 20 centimeters. I know it is, but I had to do it because it was way too big. I am such a loose knitter. Yes, I know. I need some coffee because but I had to rip back and start again. And I had to knit size extra small on 2.5mm needles. If I had read the pattern before I started to knit, I might not have knitted it. The pattern is great, it's nothing wrong with it, but it's a little bit more challenging than I normally would like. I like sometimes to challenge myself, to have something more challenging, but mostly I like mindless knitting. But this was a little bit more difficult than I would normally like. Yeah. So up to where you start the sleeves and stuff, it was okay. It's the structure is okay. It only takes a little bit of time to get there, especially on 2.5mm needles. And you knit the sleeves and you put them on, or you separately, you knit them separately and put them on. But the construction is that you knit it. You knit the back and the front with short rows. So that's something I have never done before. I mean, I have knitted short rows to make the back or the neck higher, but never made the whole, how can I explain this? Never constructed the whole thing with short rows. I don't know how to explain this well enough, but I won't give out too much about the pattern because it's a paid for pattern. But the whole thing is constructed with short rows. So for me that was a little bit more advanced than I was prepared for, but I had already knitted so much that I couldn't just leave it. I had invested too much time in this, so I had to finish it. But yeah, it was interesting. I learned a lot. And right now I'm so happy I just pushed through, because I'm so happy with it. I think it's really nice. I do really love it. I do. Yeah, I think it's really nice, and it has like a really cool puffy sleeves. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah, I do really think it's a really cool top. But it was it was a bit of a challenge for me, at least. I mean, if you have been knitting for a while, I have been knitting for 4 years, and of course I made it, but it was I had to think, and I had to really concentrate to finish this, and I wasn't really prepared. I didn't read through the pattern before I started, and yeah, sometimes maybe that's wise. Often that's wise. But I didn't. But I'm really pleased with it. It's really beautiful, I think. And it's really warm, so it's not for I can't bring this to when I go abroad, when I'm going to the beach. No. But for summer nights in Norway, it's really a good summer top, and I can use it for fall. Absolutely. So that's a Riptide blouse, and the pattern is great. So it's nothing wrong with the pattern at all. Really recommend it. I do. But for me it was challenging. For you it might not be. Yeah. All right. Just need a little bit of coffee, and then we can see what's on the needles. The sea glass tea is still on the needles. It's not happening anything at the moment. I might be a little bit tired of it. But it will be done, of course, but not at the moment. But sometime in the future it will be done, but not now. It has a summer vacation. It's gone on vacation. The muscle bar hat is still going with me when I'm out and about. So it has a row here and a row there, but it hasn't happened so much. I was going to the movie with my son and watching with my 6-year-old son. We watched in Norwegian it's called Barske Bøller. Is it called Bad Guys or something in English? It's with the snake and fox. No, not a fox. A wolf and a guinea pig and something. Yeah, that's Bad Guys. Anyways, it was really fun, but he had to sit on my lap the whole movie, so I couldn't knit. I got to knit maybe one row during the commercial, and then he wants to sit on my lap for the whole movie. So not much knitting on my muscle bird there. Anyways, it was a really nice, we had a really nice time on movies, so that's okay. But I'm knitting on, let me see, let's start with the Stria cardigan by Andrea Mowry, which is Knits on Instagram. I asked for some help to find a fingering weight cardigan to knit, and Summer, who has this podcast, SomerKnits, suggested Stria, and so I checked out Stria, yes, and now I'm knitting Stria. So thank you for the suggestion. Oh, how hard can it be? Suggestion. Yes, thank you. I'm knitting it in Sunnes Sunday, which is 100% merino, in the colorway 1015. In Norwegian it's called hit. I'm not sure if it's the same in English, but hit. Together with more color hand-dyed yarn from Through the Wardrobe Yarn. Do love her hand-dyed. She had some beautiful minis that I bought from her on the festival I was on in April. Let me see if I can show you. If I can just wind up. Ooh, not so easy. Oh, it all falls out. Okay. Here are the 4 colors that I'm using. And here is my Stria cardigan. Ooh. Lots of ends to weave in. I think it's going to be really nice. Yes. It's a really great pattern. I do love that she has tracking sheets so that I can cross out for every row that I'm knitting. So I know when to put in the stripes. So I get them even. That's so great. Yeah, it's really easy to follow her instructions, or Andrea Mowry's instructions. Really, really love the pattern. And yeah, this is a really mindless and easy knit. So mindless that I do make mistakes, and the problem is that mistakes in half fisherman's rib is not so easy to fix, or I don't think it's easy to fix. So that is a problem. But I think I have not done too many mistakes in here, and if I have, that I can live with it. But yeah, and actually this time I made a swatch. I'm so proud. It's, yeah, I know it should have been a little bit bigger, but, and I even washed the swatch. I'm so proud, because half fisherman's rib grows, as we know, in washing. So I did my I did my due diligence, is that's the term? And I swatched, even saved it so I can prove it. Yes, so I think I'm good on this one, but a cardigan is easier, I think, than a sweater. So I am so excited to be done with this so I can use it. I would really love to have it with me on vacation so I can have it, but I won't be done with it. So that's just how it is. And it takes a little bit of time. Knitting half fisherman's rib, it's not going so fast, but it's good that it's stripes, because you want to get to the next stripe and the next stripe and next stripe, so that's motivation. Yeah, Stria. Very excited to have this. Yep. And I have to go for my next. I need some notes. The next thing I have on my needles is Sina singlet. It's a pattern from House of Yarn. Sadly not available in English. I made the Sina singlet last year as well. Then I made it in a yarn called Dale Lerke, which is it's a cotton and merino blend. This time I'm making it in merino and kid silk. So in the colorway mint green, both of them are mint green. And soft merino is 30-31, and the kid silk is 40-35. So Dale soft merino, Dale tynn kid silk Erle. So I think the color is beautiful. Yes, and I am making. I haven't come so far yet, but I've started. Just a little. So I think I can put up a picture of the Sina singlet that I made last year, so you can see how it's going to be. But this is with a little halo of the mohair. So I really love the Sina singlet I made last year, so I hope this will be nice as well. A little bit excited to see how it is with mohair as a summer, in a summer garment. It was a suggestion. Oh, that is a hard word for, at least for me. Yeah, that was a suggestion from the people at the yarn store. And I am skeptical, but I went for it, so I will see. But I love the color, so we'll see how it turns out. Yes, and the next one. Oh. Last week, the summer souffle was released, of course, by the lovely Laura, Penrose Knits, and I bought it right away, of course, because Professor Purl, Nicole, she's having a knit-along. She has called More Soufflé, please. I think it starts the 15th 15th of June, I think. And she said whips allowed. and I am going to England this week, and so since I'm going to England, I wanted to bring the summer souffle, but I didn't want to start it on the plane because it's good to have like stockinette knitting when you're sitting on the plane talking and on the airport and stuff. It's so have some mindless knitting and not have to like think about increasing and stuff like that. So that's why I started already. since she said that whips are allowed, then I just started. And I had some, I found some yarn in my stash that was supposed to go for another top. I had bought some Dale Lerche, which is, Dale is a Norwegian brand. And I bought some Dale Lerche. That's a blend of merino and Egyptian cotton. In the colorway 8106, that is called sea green. And it doesn't look sea green at all to me. It looks more like blue. This is blue to me. And not sea green at all. But okay. That doesn't matter. I think the color is nice. I was supposed to knit the Spring Bloom Tee by Humble Knit, but I decided that I want to knit it in Sandnes Line instead, in the colorway Jelly Bean, or that's at least the plan. Who knows if it will be, but that's my plan. Now I wanted to knit the summer souffle, and I thought since I have yarn, I'll just use that. So I have started my summer souffle and I'm really excited. Here it is. Oh. So I feel like I've started on something I shouldn't have. Should have waited for 15th of June. But I feel it's okay to start. So I have it on the plane, or only have stockinette on the plane. That's okay. So here I've stopped right after splitting for sleeves. I think this will be good. And here it's ready for the ruffle and everything. And it was really fast. I think this is just 2 evenings worth of knitting. So it goes really fast. So I have high hopes that I will be done with this. Maybe not after my England trip. It depends on how much knitting time I'll have. But we will have a lot of time on the airport, both to England and back. So it depends how much chatting and knitting there will be. Yes. But I have high hopes to be done with this. So this is my first, maybe only entry for the More Souffle Please. I really want to knit a souffle for a kid, but I can't see my son wanting a souffle. So maybe I can knit one for, do I know a girl who wants a souffle? Maybe. That would be nice. Yeah, we'll see. Or maybe I can knit, I could really knit one more of this. In one with a lot of fun colors. We'll see, we'll see. Dreams. But that's my summer summer souffle. So excited about that. I hope you will join me knitting souffle for the more souffle, please. Please tell me in the comments if you're joining. That would be a lot of fun to know. Okay, I have one more thing on the needles, just because I just wanted to cast on one more thing. And it's one more thing in mohair, because I said at the yarn shop that I wanted to knit one more summer top, but I didn't know what. I said a singlet, and they suggested one more singlet in mohair. I said, are you sure about that? And they said yes. And I said, okay, I can try. And I thought, if I feel it's too warm, it's not like we can get warm summer days in Norway, absolutely. Especially here down south, where I live. Absolutely, we can get some beautiful days. And I think maybe mohair can be too hot. But in the evenings, absolutely a mohair top can be perfect. And when it gets like out in August, maybe the start of September, mohair top can be top. It can be top, can be super, but yeah. So I think it will be great anyway. I don't have something like that in my wardrobe from before, so I thought, okay, I'll try. It's called Eve Singlet, and I'll put up a picture because I haven't knit so much yet. It's by a lady called Trine, Lise, Høyseth. It's a pattern on House of Yarn, and it's free, but it's only in Norwegian. Typical. So I'm sorry about that. Mostly I try to knit things that's in English as well, so you have the possibility to knit what I knit, but sometimes that's not the case. But this I am knitting in this color, and it's Dale Tynn Kid Silk Erle again. So it's a mohair, wool and silk blend in the colorway Ice Blue 4031, and this is the colorway Petrol, and the number is 4018, and this petrol color has pink in it, white in it, green, so it's a lot of different colors, and these two together, so that's interesting. And I am only so far, so not much is going on yet, and I haven't got so big knee. I'm not knitting on so large cables, so it's not so easy to show, but there's a little bit of things going on the sides. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at showing. So it's and some holes, yeah. But I will put up a picture so you can see. And I was knitting this. I started with the size small. No, I'm lying. I started to knit on the size medium. Didn't gauge much. On 4.5mm needles. I just found out one evening that I want to cast on something new. Cast on 4.5mm needles, size medium, as it said in the pattern. Knitted on for about 8 centimeters. and realized that I twisted the cast on. So it was twisted like, or, you know, yeah. And I can't understand how I could have knitted for 8 centimeters and not realize that the cast on was twisted. But I had. I was on like, I had a cable that was 100 centimeters then, and maybe that's why, because it was a large cable and I didn't see it. So now I'm only on 60 centimeters because I'm so scared. I was so scared that I wouldn't see it, but now I'm sure that this is not twisted. It's not twisted. But it was a blessing in disguise, because of course it was way too big. So that's good that I had to rip it out, and of course mohair. Ripping out mohair is no fun, so I had to rip it out, start again, went down to a size small and started on 3mm needles, and now we are good. So I am having gauge again, because I was way off gauge, of course. Duh, of course. And I have gauge and I'm good, and this will be a nice top. If it will be used when it's 25 degrees outside, probably not. But when it's 17, 18 degrees, maybe. Yeah, but it's nice. And it's, I don't think it's itchy. But this is less itchy. Oh, sorry if I scratched the phone. I scratched the phone. Microphone. This is, it's not itchy at all. But this is more. Isn't it strange how this is mohair as well? What's the blend of that? Just for fun. Didn't I write that down? 72% mohair, 28% silk. Oh, it's no wool in it. It's no wool in this one. But it's wool in this. It's only mohair and silk in this, but it's wool in this. Maybe that's the itchy part. Interesting. Anyways, tangent, sorry. So that's all I have on my needles. Of course, I want to cast on all the things, but I don't think I can cast on anything more before I leave for vacation now. I think it's enough. My coffee is cold. Yeah, that means I talk too much. Okay. Plans. Well, I don't have too many plans other than deciding what knitting to bring on my vacation. For England, I think I will bring my summer souffle and my Sina singlet. I think that's more than enough. I'm only gonna be away for 4 days. Just gonna put in some warm coffee. I think that's more than enough. And when I come home, I have to see how much knitting I have done on those. Yes. And then I'll see what to bring on my next vacation. Yeah. Other than that, no plans for cast-ons yet. We'll see when I come back. if I need to bring something else for my next travel. I have no acquisitions, actually. No, I haven't. I went on a knitting cafe, so I won, actually. I won a yarn, skein of yarn. That's my only acquisition. I won this yarn there. It was collaboration between my local cafe and my local yarn store. So there were like a raffle, and I won this skein of yarn, which is Alegria, Manos del Uruguay Alegria, and it's sock yarn, 75% merino superwash, 25% polyamide. So that was a lot of fun, but that's all. That's new. So I haven't bought any yarn, but I might have some new next time. Who knows? But I have, yes, okay, so I have bought something, but it's not here yet because it's Advent. I have ordered an Advent from Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. Yes, I have. And I'm really excited about that. She has very cool Advent this year called In December We Wear Pink. And her inspiration is the movie Mean Girls. And I haven't seen Mean Girls, or that's not true. I have seen it now. But when I ordered the Advent, I hadn't seen Mean Girls. So I asked Selena from Through the Wardrobe Yarn if you should have seen the movie before you got the Advent, or if it was smart to have seen the movie, because I just like the idea of a pink Advent. So, but she said no, it wasn't. You could absolutely have the Advent without knowing anything about the movie, but some of the color names might not make sense, but other than that, it would be fine. So I ordered the Advent, but I have watched the movie now, and it was fun. But I was. The movie is from 2004, I think, and I was probably not in the target group then, and I'm most definitely not in the target group now. But I think it was a fun movie anyway. So, and now I know a little bit more what to maybe look for in the Advent that is coming. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. So maybe I can take some references to the color names and stuff when it's coming. So yeah. So that's my acquisition. But that is not before December. So something to look forward to. Life stuff. Summer is soon here. School is soon out. The kids are excited. I'm going to England this week, so I'm super excited. I'm going with some friends, so that it is going to be so nice. We are just going to go for walks and look at some beautiful buildings. We're going to the castle where Harry Potter is recorded. eating good food. Maybe I can see if there's a yarn shop there. I hope so. Would love to buy some yarn. Yeah, maybe get some knitting done. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited. And when I come home, there's only a few days, and we are going with the whole family to Bulgaria for a few weeks. We're going to do some charity work there. A couple of weeks with a couple of families that we know in Bulgaria. And then after we are done with the charity work, we are going for a week of vacation in Bulgaria. And going to just eat ice cream, eat good food, go swimming, just enjoy life. So that will be great. We have done that 3 times before COVID and everything. So this will be our fourth time doing that. So we're excited about that. Yeah. And seeing our friends again in Bulgaria will be really nice. So really excited to see them again. Yeah. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for all your beautiful comments. I'm so thankful for everyone. Yeah, I hope you have a beautiful time wherever you are in the world. I know it's not summer everywhere, but I hope you have a beautiful time, whatever season it is where you are. Yeah, and I will see you. Yeah, I don't know when the next episode will come, but after I come home from vacation sometime, maybe late July, the beginning of August. But take care of the people around you, and enjoy your knitting. Knit on something that you love, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.